morning, traders. Today is Monday, December 12th, 7:59 a.m. Central Time, about 30 minutes before opening bell, and we might have a nice heavyweight title fight shaping up tomorrow morning between the markets and CPI. The futures were cooperating last night. Very, very, very nicely so far, okay? What you're looking at right now is S&P 500 futures. And on the hourly chart, look at that. Look at that thing of beauty. I was wondering what was going to happen last night. And I'll comment a little bit more on that in a minute. And you're going to see some other slides of the notch that we are going for. It is forming. It is not formed yet, okay? It is forming. That is great. Last night it was flattish for, I was watching it pretty much all the way up until like midnight. It was flat last night overall, because it was basically doing the, here's the 5 minutes chart down below. It was basically doing this. Yes, this flattish. It was down and flattish. But it's okay, because I kept seeing, I was watching the 1 minute futures as well for SPY, and it kept staying at the zero line, and that's okay. It wasn't falling though. So the only reason why last night it was kind of down and flattish is because it kind of started down. It started in the down position. But what it was doing was it was flattening out, just staying at the zero line on the 1 minute chart pretty much all night. And that allowed the 5 minutes. See that? It just allowed the 5 minutes, and then it allowed the 30 minutes, and then allowed the 1 hour to just inch up, 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 up. So what you look for is on the 1 minute and 5 minute, even if it's flat or even slightly down, it's still at or above the zero line. See that right here? See that? It stayed there pretty much all evening, and I was like, yes. But what I couldn't tell at that right up until midnight was, are you going to start to turn and go up, or are you just kind of start to stay flat? See what I mean? That's what I was wondering about. Or are you going to make the pivot, or are you going to be more just flattish like this? See what I mean? Because you don't really have confirmation of a move until it actually crosses the MACD crosses the signal line, right? Like especially on the 30-minute chart. On the 5 minute, it was crossing the signal line during the evening, so I wasn't paying too much attention on the signal line on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. I was more looking at where are you relative to the zero line on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Okay, so this is all good news. This so far, see, you had to come up, and you did. Now we want you to start to actually at some point flatten out and go down, creating the higher low, the notch. That's what you're creating. See that? Okay. So far, so good. I want to show you on the next slide. Let's go to that. Okay, here we go. Now, oh, sorry. It was a little bit too laggy there. Okay. Actually, I went two slides ahead. Okay, here we go. October CPI, November CPI. Okay. Look what the MACD was doing. This is a 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart. Look what the MACD was doing. Coming up. October. Remember 10/13, my favorite date for you existing listeners. It's been coming down since August, right? This is the tail end of the August decline, the 2-month decline, right? The 2-month decline. Look what the MACD was secretly and privately doing, discreetly, without anyone paying attention, or without a lot of people paying attention. It was as it was coming down, flattening out. MACD was coming up, making a higher low. This, I could argue, is a big notch. I mean, it was a multi-day notch. I mean, you could probably start it from right here, I guess. right here. Oh, so 10, 11th, the 11th. So it took 2 days to make this notch. See that? But then hot CPI, Dow was down 500 in pre-markets. Here's that effectively created the higher low right here. See that? There's the low. Here's the low. Lower low. Here's the higher low. Well, even if you want to start counting from here, lower low, higher low, the higher low. Told me that on that day the CPI number made no difference. It came in hot. It sure did, because you can't deny that Dow went down 500 points. It made no difference. The market already decided what it was going to do. See what I'm saying? They already decided exactly what they were going to do. And they made their intentions known by making this. Oh boy, the market's darn near got to the zero line on the 1 hour chart. That means it's ready to rock and roll, and that's exactly what it did. It rocked and it rolled. Okay, so let's fast forward to 11:10. Look at that. From the down position, up, 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 up. But I remember this. This is the J Powell mic drop right here. See that? J Powell, boom, mic dropped everybody. FOMC. It was the 75 point basis hike, right? And then he stepped to the mic and just, we all know what happened. However, okay, despite markets plummeting, the following day too, right? The following day too. Look what it does. Oh, it makes a little notch there, doesn't it? It makes a little notch there. And then now I can argue it's making a big notch here, because what it's trying to do, what I'm finding what they try to do with the MACD, what the market makers are secretly doing. See how they're just bringing it up, only to intentionally float it down, knowing that it's going to land at a higher low than here. That's what they're doing, guys. So anytime the MACD, okay, so you existing listeners know that this first red line is the -20 line. You can't see it, but it's the -20 line. That's the bullish line that I drew in previous sessions, right? So you created a notch below the line. Good. Now you skyrocketed way past it into the positive over the zero line, coming back down, creating a higher low over the 20 line. Here's your big notch. Here's your little notch. So big notch. And what happens in futures? Up, up, up. Remember, we fell. I remember this day. I was like, oh, this was so ugly. I remember even doing a video that night. I was like, man, the VIX looked strong. The VIX was strong. It didn't look strong. The VIX was strong on the 30-minute and 65-minute chart. It was way over its EMA 50 line. Okay? I was like, oh, this is so ugly. I was certain. And this reading, by the way, oh, I was so mad. The Cleveland Fed nowcast inflation forecast, they predicted a hot CPI too. And oh, I was so mad. I'm never going to look at that again. I'm never going to look at the Cleveland Fed's inflation forecast ever again. I'm instead going to look at the MACD. But look what it was doing. Everyone was scared. Oh, tomorrow CPI, tomorrow CPI, tomorrow CPI. Last month's CPI was red hot, sending the markets down 500. Right? Sending the markets down 500 points in pre-market. Oh, CPI is going to be red hot. Everybody was freaking out, including me. I was like, man, this is going to be ugly. But look what the MACD was doing the whole time, secretly, creating little notches, higher lows, above the 20 line, -20 line. And what did it do? In futures, the morning of, it started going up, 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 while none of us could be trading, and then boom. So look at the formation in October 13th, November 10th. How could that be an accident or coincidence? They look almost identical. The only difference is the level by which they are relative to the zero line. but the formations look identical. So let's fast forward to, okay, so here's 11:10 that you just saw. Here's today. How's that look to you guys? How does that look to you guys? Look kind of similar? In fact, today is even higher above the negative 20 line than was back on November 10th when CPI came out. Okay? Okay, so what I would like to see, the gains today in the markets are almost completely immaterial. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference whatsoever. What I would like to see, at some point during the day, we need to see it flatten out and even maybe possibly curl down. Okay? At some point. So that is ideal. We don't want it to just keep going up, 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 up. Like, oh no. That's going to be a problem. It's I'd like to see it start to come down at some point. Flatten out or just flatten out. Okay? If today's a flat day, that's actually a good sign. It may be a slightish up but flat day. That's actually a good sign to me. Okay? Now, this is a hypothetical that I threw in here. This is what I'd like to see. The headlines reading tonight on CNBC at market close. Okay? Stock futures flat to start the week ahead of key inflation data tomorrow or something like that, right? Flat or even down. Stock futures slightly down as markets brace for CPI data. Something like that, right? Something like that. Okay? So, about today, later on this afternoon, a couple of hours before close, I'm going to release another video just to kind of give you the latest and greatest update on what I see the data doing. You know, see how it's changed relative to right now. And so you guys can make decisions if you want. And also I'm going to present actually a slide detailing how you can buy options, calls, and puts to play tomorrow's CPI. Okay, so I'm going to include that. All right, so you know, basically with that is all I wanted to show you guys this morning. So far, so good. Let's just see how this plays out. Okay. All right. That's all I've got. Signing off.